The last of the network shows to be filmed entirely in black and white was The Dick Van Dyke Show. Shot at Desilu Studios from 1961 to 1966 and created by producer and screenwriter Carl Reiner, the show starred Dick Van Dyke as Rob Petrie and Mary Tyler Moore as his wife Laura. The series was loosely based on Reiner's own life as a head writer for the program Your Show of Shows, featuring Sid Caesar. On the air from 1950 to 54, Reiner based many of the characters in the show on real-life people that he had worked with. When Reiner first came up with the concept of the show in 1958, he wrote scripts for 13 episodes and called the proposed show Head of the Family. Carl himself was to play the lead part of Robbie Petrie. A pilot for the series was created in 1960, but the network didn't pick it up. Reiner loved the concept, though, and reworked it with different actors playing the parts. When casting the lead role, two actors found themselves in the final running: Dick Van Dyke and Johnny Carson of late night fame. Sheldon Leonard, the show's producer, pushed hard for Van Dyke, as he'd seen him on Broadway and thought he'd be perfect for the part. With Leonard on his side, Van Dyke beat out Carson to take over the role of Rob Petrie. Van Dyke had been a performer since the late 40s, first starting as a DJ in Danville, Illinois, then a pantomime performer in a comedy duo called Eric and Van the Merry Mutes. By 1959, he was performing on Broadway in The Girls Against the Boys, and then played the lead role in Bye Bye Birdie, for which he won a Tony Award. Once they had their lead, the producers began searching for an actress to play Rob's wife, Laura. Before hiring Mary Tyler Moore, the producers auditioned almost 60 actresses for the part. Moore had already been auditioned and been turned down for the role of Danny Thomas's oldest daughter on his long-running sitcom, Make Room for Daddy. But Thomas liked her and recommended her for the part, as he was now serving as one of the producers on The Dick Van Dyke Show. Mary was frightened of being turned down again because of the age difference between her and Van Dyke, who was 12 years her senior. She lied about her age, saying she was 2 years older than she really was, to fool the casting director.
See, I had to lie about my age because I felt everyone would think I was too young, so I said I was 22. I was really 21.
After nailing the audition, Carl Reiner said to go get him the girl with 3 names. And so, Laura Petrie was now cast. Reiner had meant for Sally Rogers, Rob's co-worker, to be the actual female lead of the show, not Laura. Things changed during the show's first season, though, as Mary Tyler Moore became very popular with viewers. Mary's popularity caused some friction, though, as Rosemarie, who played Sally Rogers, was promised by Reiner to be the female focus of the show. After the initial conflict, Rosemarie went on to become very proud of her work on the show, saying it was the great chemistry that made the show what it was. So true. Carl Reiner would frequently ask cast and crew members about funny incidents that happened to them, and then write entire episodes based on those experiences. As a result, many of the episodes in the show's 5-season run were based on actual events. Most scenes are set in either the show writer's room, where Rob was head writer of The Alan Brady Show, or at home with his wife Laura and son Richie. Co-stars Maury Amsterdam as Buddy Sorrell and Rosemarie as Sally Rogers were mainly seen at work, but they did visit Rob at home from time to time. Before this show, housewives on TV were like June Cleaver on Leave It to Beaver, doing housework in a dress and a pearl necklace. Mary Tyler Moore had other ideas, though, saying that the real housewives she knew would never wear a dress at home, but they would dress comfortably in slacks instead, so she started wearing capri pants, which was unheard of at the time. The censors didn't like it, but it ended up creating a fashion trend for women. Another trend on TV was not showing a married couple sleeping in the same bed together. Carl Reiner requested permission from network censors to allow Laura and Rob to sleep on one enormous bed together, claiming that he and his wife did so in real life, why not on TV? They denied the request, and the Petries are always seen sleeping in adjoining twin beds, as was common in TV shows of the time. The first season of The Dick Van Dyke Show had terrible ratings, and CBS temporarily canceled the show. But Sheldon Leonard personally went to Procter & Gamble to make a plea for them to sponsor the program's second season. They agreed to sponsor half of the season, and the Lorillard Tobacco Company decided to pick up the other half, so CBS renewed the show for a second season. They put the show in a new, friendlier time slot where new viewers were suddenly discovering it. The second season was the charm, as the show rocketed to the top of the Nielsen ratings and ran for a total of 5 seasons. During the second season, a very unusual script crossed the desk of Sheldon Leonard. It was from Carl Reiner, and it was for an episode to be titled, "It May Look Like a Walnut." Leonard was not too happy with it, as he didn't think it was very funny. It had science fiction elements, which was very unusual for a sitcom in 1962. The plot has Rob scaring Laura by watching a late-night movie about an alien named Kolak from the planet Twilight. Rob makes creepy noises to scare Laura, who hides under the covers.
Oh, Rob, please turn this program off. It scares me.
Honey, not during the climax?
Well, can't you watch it in the living room?
Go back under the covers.
Oh.
In the movie, if you get a strange walnut and open it, you lose your imagination and thumbs, and grow 2 eyes in the back of your head. You also start to look like Danny Thomas. When Rob wakes up, he finds walnuts scattered all over the living room floor. Rob thinks Laura's out for revenge and tells her he got the message loud and clear, but she insists she doesn't know what he's talking about, as she then sends son Richie to school with, you guessed it, a bag of walnuts. Rob gets more afraid as time passes by, as Buddy, Sally, and Rob's boss Mel Cooley all seem to be in on the joke. Things get even weirder when the real Danny Thomas shows up. Rob goes home and can't find Laura, but when he opens the closet door to put his hat away, the closet is filled with walnuts that come cascading down on him, followed by Laura, who is lying on the walnuts. Rob panics when she says she wants to turn him into a Twilight, and in horror looks down at his hands and sees that his thumbs are now missing. Just then the alarm rings and it's all been a crazy nightmare. Still popular after 5 seasons, CBS offered to renew the show for several more seasons and start filming it in color. But the cast and the producers all agreed that the show had run its course and they wanted to go out on top and move on to other things. They all seemed to agree on one thing: quit while you're ahead. Dick Van Dyke and Mary Tyler Moore remained popular and did very well in their careers after leaving the show. Dick went on to star in multiple movies, like the screen adaptation of Bye Bye Birdie, Mary Poppins, and Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Mary pitched a sitcom to CBS in 1970, where she would play a strong female character who was neither married nor dependent on a man, which was a rarity on American television in the 1970s. The groundbreaking sitcom called The Mary Tyler Moore Show ran for 7 seasons and was a big hit for CBS. Mary Tyler Moore, an advocate for animal rights, vegetarianism, and diabetes prevention, passed away on January 25, 2017 at the age of 80. Dick Van Dyke is still with us as of the recording of this video. He is currently 96 years old and works out 3 times a week. His younger wife describes him as the most perfect human being. She says she's never met anyone so happy, so genuine, so amazing. He's just like a happy pill. If you enjoyed the Dick Van Dyke Show as much as I did, leave your memories of the show in the comments below. And as always, this is Rich from Rerun Zone signing off.
A smile is just a frown that's turned upside down, so smile and that frown will defrost. And don't forget to keep your fingers crossed.